Oh na na na, I see the fire. Mama they spin money they wire. No lullaby, only club speaker. But they breathe, they rise. Born in the night, oh mama they grind. Smoke in the air.
The complaints reduced. Some of them would hand me leftovers. I'd keep it in the big fridge with the beers. Then I started blending it, just to preserve it, just so it wouldn't waste. Then one day, one of the girls asked, TJ, that juice yesterday, you still get? I handed her a bottle. That was the first customer. After that, I began bottling it for real and saving the money at the rooftop. I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't trying to be a businessman. I was just trying to fix a problem. But somehow, the juice became more than a solution. One day, I saw an advert on TV about a grant for young people with business ideas. The amount they mentioned was huge, too huge. But that wasn't what caught me. I just wanted an escape from the club, away from fire. I grabbed a pen, scribbled the number and email. This time, I had phone. My mother got to monitor things. So I sent a mail and a text was simple saying, my name is TJ. I want to start selling pineapple juice. One day, the phone rang. It was from the grant. Can you do a better proposal? I told him honestly, sir, I don't know how to. They promised to see what they can do, and I thanked them deeply. And then, I forgot all about it. Until 3 months later, when I received a text inviting me to come present my business idea. Venue, Ikoyi, Lagos. I told myself loudly, I'm not going. Over and over again, I'm not going anywhere. Until one evening, when I went to the rooftop to drop my savings. It was quiet. Then, like a whisper in the wind, I heard a small voice inside me say, go. And suddenly, I remembered Mrs. Sarah. She had told me, if you're ever in Lagos, come find us. The following morning, I grabbed my savings, her address, switched off my phone, and left. Off to Lagos, my legs trembled, but I went. When I arrived, Lagos was chaos. Hot, loud, confusing. I kept asking people for directions until I found her place, only to be told they had moved 3 years ago. To where? I screamed. To where? I wept right there on the street. A woman nearby came over. I explained in tears. She smiled gently and said, let's go. They have moved to their own house. I'll take you there. That was the best day of my life. When Mrs. Sarah saw me, she was shocked, but didn't ask many questions. She took me in, gave me real food, and I told her everything. The grant, the juice, the fear. I think I am stupid. She held my hand and said, you're not stupid. You're a fighter. Her husband listened quietly as I narrated it all. He didn't look impressed. But when I finished, he said just one thing. You can always come here. The next morning was the event. Mrs. Sarah gave me her husband's white top and said I could manage the jeans. When I arrived at the venue, I thought I'd be talking to maybe 2 persons in a small room. Then I saw the stage. A huge screen, bright lights, cameras. Someone whispered, it's being televised. Televised? To where? By who? I wanted to run, but my legs wouldn't move. I paused, heart pounding like a drum. One of the panelists, an older woman with kind eyes, gave me a little nod and said, go on, boy. I stepped forward. My name is TJ. I'm 19 years old. I finished secondary school at 16, but I couldn't continue. My mother couldn't afford it. Pineapples are seasonal. I want to start juicing them so people can have it even when it's out of season. They didn't look impressed, but I kept going. Then, another lady asked gently, what inspired you? Who's your target audience? And that's when my throat tightened. I looked at the crowd. I thought to myself, this is it. I remembered how people treated me in school, how they whispered when they found out what my mother does for a living. I could already hear her voice. If you say anything, I will kill you. But then I remembered the words from Mrs. Sarah's husband. You can always come here. So I let down my guard. I said clearly, I was raised by a stripper. Gasps, silence, stillness. I told them how I couldn't further my education because my mother believed education was a waste of time and wouldn't bring in money. I told them my true reason for this juice, the inspiration behind it, that it wasn't just for profit, it was to help strippers. Then, I quickly added, we'll add ginger to help young people with digestion, women with cramps, men with energy. We'll create versions for married couples to refresh love at the dinner table and for kids who need natural alternatives to soda. I poured out my story. The humiliations, my pain, my dreams, all of it. And I said to myself, if this doesn't work, let the worst happen. But I won't leave in fear no more. Then, something happened. The entire panel stood up. I thought they were walking out. I felt like fainting. But they clapped. They clapped for me. For Tobechukwu. Tears streamed down my face. That moment, I knew my voice mattered. I wept. Right there. On stage. On live TV. With the mic still in my hand, and tears rolling down like a storm I'd been holding in for years. One of the judges came up and whispered, "You are brave, and that courage is rare." Another leaned in, smiling. "Your story isn't just juice. It's hope in a bottle." They told me to wait behind. Said someone would speak with me. A tall woman with glasses and a voice like calm water walked in. She said, "We're not just giving you the grant, TJ. We're assigning a full team of business analysts and mentors to work with you. We believe in you. 24 million naira." I kept staring at the number like it belonged to someone else's life. But it was mine. Real. 24 million naira to build my pineapple juice brand. And it wasn't just for juice. It was for redemption. That night, I lay on a guest bed in Mrs. Sarah's new home. Everything still felt unreal, but I whispered anyway, "Thank you." To God. To the rooftop voice. To the man on the phone who helped me rewrite my proposal. To Mrs. Sarah and every soul that didn't let my light die. Meanwhile, back home, my mother had already reported me missing. "He ran away with my money," she told the police. She wanted them to find me faster, but someone handed her a newspaper. Teen wins N24 million grant after telling raw life story on live TV. From stripper's son to juice entrepreneur. She froze, stared, read it again. And again, for the first time in her life, she was speechless. If you were raised like me, by someone the world calls a failure, a stripper, an addict, a dropout, a hustler, someone society already threw in the trash before giving them a chance. If you've ever felt stuck, like your last name is shame, like you're carrying a story you didn't ask for, please hear me. Don't give up. Don't let their labels lock you in. You are not your background. You may not have power yet, but you have vision. You have dreams. And that's more than enough to begin. Take the shame and lay it down. You don't need to fight with fists. Fight with focus. You don't need to prove anything loud. Rise quiet and rise strong. Look beyond the pain. Look beyond the names they called you. Look beyond today. Because trust me, they won't see you coming. And when your light starts to shine, not even the darkest past can stop it from blazing.